Welcome, everyone, to the Soul Advantage: How to Attract Clients and Increase Your Income with Purpose and Confidence. You're in the right place. And today, what I'd like to find out, who here is ready to attract more clients and increase your income, but to do it in a way that feels aligned with your soul's purpose so that it's not forced or exhausting. Put a yes in the chat if you are ready. And we got some yeses coming in. Great. Excellent. And what I'd like to do is everybody take a deep breath, and let's kind of just really drop in, ground ourselves, become a little present or more present, and breathe and feel your feet on the floor. And ask yourself, set the intention that you receive what you need most today. And everything that I will be sharing is coming from my proven 5-step Soul Advantage process. And I use the same system that I use with my clients to help them attract aligned clients, increase income, and build a business they love. Julia, you can go to the next slide. And I welcome you. You will probably hear things that you've heard before. You may have heard them many times, but I invite you to have beginner's mind and to be open to new possibilities and insights today. And I also want to welcome you and congratulate you for being here and listening to your soul's calling. So congratulations. And today, you can go to this third slide, Julia. So today, what we are going to do, I am going to be talking about 3 of the 5 C's in the Soul Advantage framework. And the first one is all about confidence. It's learning how to release the self-doubt and step into embodied trust so that you show up powerfully and magnetically to the clients who need you most. And then having the clarity that you make those soul-led decisions without hesitation or overthinking, and so that you can move forward with ease and alignment. And finally, to be able to show up with purpose and presence, creating steady momentum that naturally increases visibility, income, and client flow. And you can stop the slides, Julia, for the moment, because I really want to let you know a little bit about my story, where I've come from, and my journey. And I also want you to know that at the end of this program, this masterclass, I will be sharing a way that you can be able to accelerate and take this work so that you can change your mindset and learn how to grow a thriving, holistic, aligned business. And I'd like to welcome Karen. Welcome, Karen. I saw you just came in. And so, first of all, I just really want to let you know I'm so grateful for the clients I have. I love the clients I have. And I've been a social worker, a licensed clinical social worker for over 30 years. And I'm a certified hypnotherapist and a certified intuitive business coach and consultant. And I've had the privilege of supporting thousands of people through the years. I've been a business owner for 20 years, and I'm grateful for my intuitive abilities and that I love helping my clients grow their soul aligned holistic businesses and transforming their mindset and combining my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform their lives and their businesses. But it wasn't always this way. There was a time when I had a full practice and I had a lot of conflicting feelings because I was feeling this level of satisfaction of having the full practice. But after one of my clients really triggered me, I had to set a lot of boundaries with him. And I felt all this anxiety and frustration. And I had this sense that I was done being a holistic therapist. And I knew that my soul was calling me for more. And put a yes in the chat if you can relate to a client, a patient, a person, a customer that really triggered you and created that anxiety, created that frustration and difficulty. And then one day, it was this beautiful sunny day, and I was sitting on my couch, feeling the depth of anxiety and frustration and so many feelings. And I began to wonder what was next. And then during my Sunday meditation, I went into that deep meditative place. And I knew that my soul was calling me. And it was calling me to move forward and say yes to this new path. I was really scared to say yes. And yet I knew that I needed to honor myself and my soul. And so I made the decision to follow the guidance and pursue this new path. And I did a lot of clearing and I was able to make a deeper connection. And what I found was that my business began to grow in this new way. And I started feeling more confidence that, and I started feeling more connected to my mission and to go to this next level of my path. And I received clarity to make those soul led decisions. I found a mentor who could help me take my work to the next level so that I could have the consistency that I needed to take my business to these next levels. I found the courage to say yes to my mentor, yes to spirit, and I'm so grateful that I did. My business continues to expand and grow. And since I've said yes, I feel different, more certain, more confident. I continue to work through the fears that stop me and continue to clear the limiting beliefs and emotions and take the steps to grow my business. And I am committed to help you. Those of you who already have a business that you want to grow, those of you who would like to start a business, and those of you who are licensed professionals who want to pivot or add to your practice and business, and to help you transform your life by making your best decisions so that you can create a thriving, successful, holistic business. And I see that we got some yeses in the chat, and I'd just like to address, I think Juliet had asked. Juliet, did you ask? Um, okay, yes, okay. So you got it. And Karen said yes. So thank you all for participating. Yes. So, Julia, can you put the next slides on, please? And I just realized that we need to spotlight me. Okay. All right. So, what I want to let you know is that your values drive your business, they drive your brand, and it's about coming from your soul so that that you are honoring that business that your soul is calling you to do. And we're going to have some time also where I will stop the video and you'll have time to, we'll talk a little bit more. And then there'll also be questions at the end. So we'll talk more. And you can go to the next slide. And what I want you to know is that through my journey through the years, is that I kept with my brand inspired and empowered living, but I've changed the who I'm serving, and I've also gotten really clear. Like my soul has gotten really clear to serve you, holistic practitioners, and to make a bigger difference in your lives because you are all here to make a big difference in your clients' lives and those that you are meant to serve. So, and you can go to the next slide. So, your conscious mind and your subconscious, we're going to talk a little bit about the three minds. I like to share the three minds so that we're all on the same page. First, you have your conscious mind, and your conscious mind was the part of you that said yes to being here, yes to coming. Congratulations, you conscious mind of yours. Your subconscious mind is the part of you from the moment that that moment you were conceived to present time, has recorded every moment that you have been alive. And your superconscious mind is what I call your higher self, the wise, unconditionally loving part of you, your soul. And we're going to talk a little bit more about each, and the angels and guides and beings of light and God, Goddess, all that is, whatever you choose to call it. And you can go to the next slide. So, when I talk about the subconscious mind, I'm talking about this lifetime, past lives, and your ancestors. We're talking about the soul level. And it's about learning to be able to clear your energy on that soul level. And then I like to play a little game uh, for you can go to the next slide. So, your subconscious mind. Now, what happens in your subconscious mind is every day you are acting from your subconscious mind without even realizing it. You go on automatic. So, your beliefs, your thoughts, your behavior, your emotions go on automatic. So, how much of your, okay, we got an answer so far. How much of the day are you on automatic? Is it 95? Is it 75? Is it 50 or is it 25? So put a guess in the chat. Okay, so we have 95s, we have 75. Anybody else venture? 75. Yep. And they're all good guesses. And the reality is, the reality is 95% of the time you are on automatic. And that is why it's so important to be able to start clearing and clearing those subconscious patterns that keep you stuck. And now you can go to the next slide. We're going to talk superconscious mind. We already did 95, so we can go to the next one. Now, your superconscious mind, like I said, is your higher self. And the way that I describe your higher self, it's this part of you that is your future enlightened self. It's unique to you. And your soul has had many lifetimes. Your higher self is you in this lifetime. And it is there for the asking, and it is there for you to connect with more deeply. And then you have the universe, God, higher power, angels, guides, all of that is part of your super conscious mind. And also, everybody's super conscious mind is connected. We're all connected at that higher level. Now, your soul is, you can go to the next slide. Your soul is the core energy essence of who you are. It's all your gifts and all the characteristics that you need for your life purpose and mission in this lifetime. And what's really important is that you know that your soul is unconditionally loving, both your higher self and your soul, and of course, the universe and God and higher power. That superconscious mind is unconditionally loving. So when I'm doing a lot of the work that I do, the soul advantage, with the soul advantage, we're bringing in that unconditional loving energy. And you can go to the next slide. What I really wanted you to all to know is that when you embody your soul, so what I'd like you all to do is with me, I want you to imagine what it would be to embody your soul. Imagine what it would be to feel confident and empowered to take consistent action and have that clarity and that clear ability to keep taking that consistent action. And I also want to remind you, this is a journey. It's not, it's a journey through your life. And know that I believe that we are here to move towards embodying our soul. And the more that you heal, the more you clear, the more you connect, the more you're able to embody your soul. Embodying your soul means knowing that unique wisdom that you have, and you're able to share your gifts freely and easily. And from what I heard, many of you are already doing that. And I love that you are doing that, but it may be tweaking or shifting or looking at being and doing things in a different way. And learning how to have more harmony in your relationships, having the purpose, the passion, the freedom, and the fulfillment in your life. Imagine totally feeling that and being able to effortlessly tap into your intuition and take inspired action in a consistent way. And the ability to easily manifest your soul's desires. What happens as you embody your soul, it becomes easier and easier to manifest what your soul is wanting you to manifest, not the ego. And you learn to live in that state of abundance and gratitude and having insight into your soul's lessons and contracts, empowering you to navigate your life with greater clarity and purpose. And type a yes in the chat if you want that, embodying your soul so that you become the being that you were meant to be in this lifetime. Yes, we got it. Yes, absolutely. Love it. I want to. All right. Yay. So, all right. So let's talk a little bit about what the soul advantage is. So, Julia, you can go to the next slide. So, the soul advantage is taking mindset. And if you notice, mindset is at the top of the pyramid, the triangle. Of course, I think of pyramids, right? I think in spiritual ways. At the top of the triangle is mindset. Because the bottom line is you can have all the strategy and all the structure. But if you don't have the mindset that you need to have that thriving business, to start moving more towards your soul's mission, and to be able to allow your voice to be heard, to be able to follow the guidance your soul is, and to have the courage to take those steps and say yes, yes to yourself and yes to moving towards your mission. And that's why mindset is huge and so important. Now, you also need the strategy and the structure. And what happens is I've combined all of that in my Soul Advantage system. And so when you have the mindset, the strategy, and the structure, you are aligned for success and you become more magnetic to your soul aligned clients, your ideal clients that are waiting for you to say, yes, I'm ready. And so that is what the soul advantage is. And now imagine, imagine what it would be like for you to have that soul aligned business where you are drawing to you those soul aligned clients, your ideal clients. And imagine what it feels like to be clear and consistent in your actions. And imagine what it feels like to know that you are following the destiny that your soul has planned for you and that you have said yes to that destiny. And I'd like to welcome Heather. Welcome, Heather. And now go to the no, slide number 13. So, why do most holistic entrepreneurs stay stuck? Well, a lot of times what happens is that you may be overthinking or doubting your intuition or other sabotaging behaviors. You may be feeling invisible or not good enough or disconnected from who you really are. You may be doing too much without clear direction. And who's that? Everybody mute, please. And you may be not having that clear messaging. And and I know that question came in, and I'm thinking of your question, Juliet. So, um, one of the things that you need to look at, you may want to make a choice. And remember that the clearer your message is for those you really want to serve, the more magnetic you become to those people. Now, it doesn't mean you can't serve other people, but you really want to put out the call to those you really want to serve. And a lot of the practitioners that I've worked with, they're not sure. What do they need to do to be able to build a business or grow their business, take it to the next levels, and to put a program into place to be able to have a thriving holistic business? And they may be, and a lot of holistic practitioners, you may be feeling that you're lacking structure or consistent income. And so many of the practitioners that I work with have that. And it's about being able to learn how to consistently attract high paying clients that you love serving and they love working with you. That's your ideal client. That's your ideal client. And so it's with the three C's framework, the Soul Advantage system, you will learn, you can learn all of these different things. Many of my clients have come from that place, and we really work very hard on being able to figure out what the target market is. Who do you really love to serve? And here's the thing. This is about following your soul's calling and following what your soul is saying. And you can go to the next slide. So, the ways that sabotage shows up and blocks your success. Remember, we talked about the subconscious mind, and that's where it's that 95% is where your blocks are, where your sabotage is. And that's really important to understand what your blocks are, because once you understand it, then you can start taking actions to shift it. And so your success, blocks to your success may be procrastination, confusion. You may have fear about visibility. You may be not feeling clear of how to move forward. Fear of failure or fear of success. Or maybe you're not feeling worthy or deserving of charging money. I have a lot of clients that have that, and we work on overcoming those fears. Or that it's not spiritual to charge for my gifts. Or you may be feeling not not feeling confident or feeling like you have the imposter syndrome or you're not feeling capable, not charging enough money. And so what I'd like you to do, we can go to the next slide, Julia, is grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down, and everybody breathe and allow yourself to start doing a way I sabotage my success is. Now, this is not about thinking about it. This is about allowing the information to come. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stop the recording so that we can talk a little bit more about it. So, a way I sabotage my success is Julia, can you pause the recording for me, please?
Not sure I can do it on my end.
Okay. All right, let's see. All right. So, um, we had a wonderful session and people really shared. And I really want to acknowledge the women that shared and know that you're not alone, that many of us have that these issues of perfectionism and procrastination. In fact, I talked about how on my TV show I talked about self-sabotaging behaviors, and the number one was procrastination. So you're not alone. And once you learn the cause, then you can clear the energies. And what's really important is making that deeper connection, clearing the energies and making the deeper connection to your higher self and your soul. So that is really important. And I invite you all to put in the chat what's your favorite way to clear your energy. Some of you maybe do EFT. How many of you do emotional freedom technique? Or some of you, I know we have, there's all kinds of energy techniques to clear. Yes. Okay. Carolyn said yes. And some of you may be doing, I don't know how many of you ever heard, there's all different kinds of energy techniques to clear. When I do the work with my clients, I do somatic work. Have any of you ever experienced somatic work with working with the body and connecting with your body and your emotions and your feelings? Yes. So I do a lot of that work. And I also do hypnosis, deep breathing. Karen says deep breathing, yes. Rosanna says I sing, hum, vocalize. I like to move around somehow. Yes. I also do some qigong. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, the exercise, moving around. So anything you want to move the energy. And here's the thing. You can go to the next slide, Julia. Here's the thing is that when you are moving the energy, because you have those subconscious patterns, you may be clearing some of it, but you may not be able to clear all of it. Because we're talking about clearing energy from this lifetime, from your ancestors, and from past lives. So when I'm working with my clients in the Soul Advantage framework, we are working on that soul level clearing. And so you may have awareness of some of it, and all of you were able to get some good awareness. So thank you for getting that awareness. And then it's about going to the deeper levels to clear it so that you can make that deeper connection to your soul. And what happens is the three C's framework. These three energies unlock your soul advantage. So, what happens is when you connect more deeply with your soul and you start embodying your soul, you start having more confidence and more confidence in yourself, more confidence to attract the right people, more confidence on every level. And then you start having more clarity and and know that as you take actions, like what I found is a lot of my clients when we're doing the soul advantage is as you take the actions, you start getting more clarity of what who the people are that would really resonate with you and who really needs you and who is meant to be your ideal client. And then and having the clarity from the actions you take, you get more and more clarity. It's part of the process. Remember, this is a journey. It's a journey. And you're in the journey. All of you here are in the journey. So, congratulations. And then it's having that consistency. Once you have the confidence and the clarity and having that consistency on a regular basis. Okay, so now we're going to go over. I have some more things that I want to teach you. So put a yes in the chat. You're okay for staying a little bit longer so that we can work more. Yes, thank you. Great. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So you can go to the next slide, Julia. So confidence, it's learning to trust your gifts, learning to be able to trust your gifts, to have that embodied trust where you release the self doubt and the fear of visibility and other self sabotaging behaviors. And then you learn to own your worth and your unique gifts, and you magnetically attract your ideal clients. And so that is what happens when you have that soul confidence. Okay. All right. Thank you, Rosanna, for letting us know. Um, thank you. And before we go to the next slide, what I'd like to do is share with you, because I talked to you about how you can accelerate your growth and your learning. And so I want to what I'd like to do first is before we go into the next slides, what have you put in the chat? I'd love to hear what are your biggest takeaways tonight so far? What's the biggest takeaways you have tonight so far? Okay. All right. Carolyn, that most of what holds us back is hidden in the subconscious. And so yeah, to understand that, how crucial that is. Thank you. Thank you. Karen says yes to the hidden part. Yes. Yes. I mean, it's like we don't even realize it. Listen, I've been doing my work for so many years. And I'm still like, oh my God, I can't believe I still have this or that or whatever. Jessica, I get in my own way. Lori, I'm sorry, I need to leave now. Thank you. Lori, be on the lookout for the email, the follow-up email. You'll see the recording, the rest of the recording, and also the gift I'm about to talk about. So I hope to connect with you individually soon. Okay. And thank you for being here. Carolyn says we might also fear one not being loyal to our upbringing if we were women who don't or shouldn't earn very much. Yes, that's for men to do. Yes, definitely, Carolyn, so important. I mean, there really is something about the woman thing, and I watch this with myself and my other clients, how being a woman and what we were taught when we were growing up. I mean, things are changing, but there's still unequal pay. There is still unequal pay. Men still make much, they still make more on the dollar than women. And so, yes, there is definitely inequality still. So that could be part of it, yes. Roseanne, if I hear and trust my intuition, what holds me back from following it? Am I trusting the fear more than my truth? Yes. Good. Good awareness. And so, what I want to share with you is I'd like to share a client's story and about Dee. And Dee is a registered nurse and she is a Reiki master and the owner of Westor Yoga. And when I first met Dee, she felt lost and unsupported. She wanted to grow her business in an authentic way, but didn't know how or what was next for her. She had trouble setting boundaries with her clients and her family, and she wasn't feeling confident in herself or her business. And so I took her through my 5-step soul advantage system, and she built up her inner knowing. And she began to value herself in new ways and gain the confidence and the courage to grow her business. And she began saying no and setting limits and boundaries with her clients and family. And as a result of our work together, she developed a program called Burnout is Real for professionals feeling burnt out. And she began enrolling clients in this high ticket program. And she began to grow her business and practice in an authentic way. And she even opened up her own yoga studio. And she won Best Yoga Studio within 6 months of opening. And so your business will only grow as much as you're willing to grow. If your personal growth does not keep up with your business, it will either start to flatline or go backwards, or you'll never build it the way that your soul wants. And that's where I come in. And that's what I'm here to teach you. With my Soul Advantage system, you'll feel more confident to make decisions and take inspired action. And you'll learn how to get consistent, sustainable results and powerful breakthroughs with a proven system. And you'll learn how to tap into your intuition to a new level, because I hear all of you are intuitive. And this is about learning to go to the next level of your intuition from your soul so that you can listen, live, and lead from it and learn what you need to do to grow the business your heart and soul are calling you to build. And you will learn the strategy and the structure you need to grow your business to the next level or to start your business, or if you're a licensed professional and you want to pivot or add to your practice or business, you can learn what to do to create more money and take your business to whole new levels. And I am committed to helping as many of you, coaches, healers, therapists, mentors, as I possibly can to grow yourself and make a bigger difference and build a business that fits into your life but doesn't take over it. And I'm committed to help you to go to your next levels of intuition, income, and impact. And as a way to honor the parts of you that absolutely know that you are here to build a holistic business that aligns with your soul's mission, I've opened up some slots in my schedule for a 30-minute business accelerator session. And this business accelerator session, and thank you, Rosanna. And this look for your email. And this business accelerator session to help you accelerate your success and to gain clarity on your vision and goals. And together, we'll create an individualized business success plan. Whether you're just starting out in your business or you want to take your business to the next levels, you're going to gain awareness of the number one block that you have to fulfilling this plan. And then the next step forward to move your business so that you can manifest your vision. And if it's a fit, I'll share the program that I have that would work best for you. So, Julia, please put the link to the Business Accelerator session in the chat. Thank you. Okay, so I look forward to connecting with more of you individually to really support you and find out what more intricately what's going on in your business and really help you to understand what you need in order to take your business to the next levels. Start it or grow it. So, and now we're going to continue on. And thank you all for being patient. And let's go to the next slide. So, clarity, it's learning to align your actions, your energies, and your actions. When you have that soul alignment and you're able to make those soul led decisions where you are making those soul led decisions, and then you're able to move forward with ease and flow. And being able to do that is really all about getting in connection with your soul and knowing what you need to do intuitively to be able to make your best business decisions. And we work on that in the Soul Advantage program. You can go to the next slide. And then consistency, showing up with purpose. Consistency is aligned action. It's what happens is the structure and the strategy supports your freedom. When you know how or what you do, when you have the support that you need to know what you need to do to take your business to the next levels, you can show up more purposefully, and confidently, and know that every aligned action, even the small ones, add up to big impact, little by little, step by step. And you're able to build that trust and the visibility and the momentum in order for you to take your business to those next levels. You can go to the next slide. And so the soul advantage in action is when you're embodying the 3 C's and you're able to attract those aligned clients. You're able to grow that consistent income and create the business that lights you up. Now, what happens is when you're in that alignment with your soul, you become magnetic. And when you get the clarity that you need of who those ideal clients are, the clearer you are. And that is also the work that we do in the Soul Advantage program, is helping you to get that clarity, that crystal clear clarity. Because the more clarity you have, the more you will attract and be magnetic to those aligned clients. And you create a business that lights you up. And you can go to the next slide. So, really, what the bottom line is bringing it all together. It's really that mindset, the strategy, the structure is soul aligned success. Soul aligned success. And that is what it's all about. And I'm happy to answer any questions. So I definitely want anybody that has any questions. And again, you can go to the next slide, Julia. This is all about the business accelerator session to help you accelerate your success. So again, you'll gain the clarity in your vision and goals. We'll create an individualized business success plan. And then you'll gain the awareness of the number one block that you have to creating this plan. And you'll get the next step that you need to move forward so that you can manifest your soul's vision for you. And I just really want to see if anybody has any questions. And Julia, can you put the Business Accelerator link again into the chat? Okay. So I invite you, does anybody have any questions at all? Carolyn.
Yeah, Nancy, I'm just curious to know how do you help people unearth that number one block that's holding them back the most?
What I do is it's a combination of talking with you, and also I have the gift of tuning into your energy field.
Okay.
And so what I do is I actually can see where your chakras are blocked, or where there may be blocks or things. So between our conversation and tuning in, I can help you to discover where that block is.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the question. Anybody else like to ask any questions at all about anything? Uh,
Can I ask a question?
of course, Juliet.
Okay,
I'm
thank you.
inviting you to ask a question.
Okay. So how can we prepare to make that session really efficient? Meaning, I'm sure I'm not alone. There are some challenges that I are out of my control right now. And so I most of my chakras are blocked, especially my sacral and solar. And
Okay.
that's exactly what you need to do well
Okay.
in
Yes.
your business. So how can I, to the best of my ability, clear some of the cobwebs, if you will,
Okay.
so that in this kind of very challenging situation, I could make the most of that session?
So here's the thing. What you it's really about I would support you when you come to the session to give me a sense of what you feel is the block and where, like, what is, I like to get an idea of where you are in your business, like what's happening so that we can go deeper into what is going on. And if you're just building the business, where are you at in terms of either just starting out or that kind of thing. In terms of clearing the block, sometimes what happens, it's really hard to clear the block when you're blocked. I
Yes,
will just tell you from
yes.
my own experience is that sometimes you need that extra help and support in order to clear the block. Does that make sense?
Yes, and also we all have blind spots. So I
Exactly,
100% agree.
exactly.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So there's really do the best you can and just show up, really
yes,
what I'm hearing.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
I want to support you in doing the best you can, showing up and just being authentic with where you're at. And we'll be talking about what you need in order to support you to move forward.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. And no, Jessica, you said same here. So hopefully that answer helped you too.
Actually, Rosanna has a question. I know she left, but she wrote an interesting question in the chat. I don't know if there's
Where did,
anything you can
where was the
expect. If you
question?
kind of scroll up a little bit, you'll see
Okay,
it.
let me see. Was the recording not on, Julia? All right. Well,
I thought it
okay.
had been.
Okay. I don't know. Anyway, who was it? Juliet? Were you the one who asked?
I can read her question.
Yeah, read the question.
Sure. If I hear and trust my intuition, what holds me back from following it 100%? Yes, fear, but why am I trusting the fear more than my truth?
Because you've been trained that way. When you were growing up, most of us, okay, were trained to trust your parents or trust the adults or to trust authority figures over you. You weren't trained or learned as a child to trust yourself and to trust what you're feeling. Most of us most of you learned not to trust feelings and not to and most of you learn not to trust your body. I mean, so it's all about that early training from when you were a child that continues that pattern of not being able to trust yourself and your intuition. And that's also part of what I do with my clients is really tuning in to helping you to really start owning and trusting yourself and feeling more confident in your decisions and in your intuition to make those best decisions. And it's a journey, again, journey, journey process. That's what it's all about. So hopefully that was helpful. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. Any other questions? So I'm always available to ask any questions. Not ask, answer. I love answering questions.
Do you mind sharing a little bit more about? I'm sure you have, we're all human. So we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. Or I saw something the other day that said that we're all human beings having the spiritual experience. I thought that was interesting. But
Yes, yes.
can you share a little bit about a time when maybe you hit rock bottom or what, whatever you're willing to share, or when you were going through some challenges and how you were able to get through it?
Okay, so just to let you know, thank you for asking that question. I grew up with a lot of trauma. Okay, I had a lot of trauma as a child. And I have had to not had to I chose to keep working on because what happens is that with trauma, you have the limiting beliefs, you have the emotions that keep you from moving forward. So there was a time where I was so stuck. I was stuck. I wanted to move forward in my career. I didn't have my practice. I was working as a social worker, doing things that I did not want to do. And it felt really hard and really frustrating, but it was the trauma that was keeping me in those patterns. And as a holistic psychotherapist, what happened was I continued to do trainings and programs and continued to clear my trauma and the limiting beliefs and emotions so that what ended up happening was that I started getting clients and referrals, which led me to my holistic psychotherapy business. And and so like I said in the beginning, I for many years I've been a holistic psychotherapist and then I was at a place where my soul was calling me for different things and where I needed to go. But I will tell you, I my specialty was always is the nature of trauma and how to clear it. PTSD, limiting beliefs, and emotions, because I understand it from a personal and professional level. So hopefully, Juliet, did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And it's interesting because a lot of when I have done master classes before, I have talked about the trauma. I changed my story a little bit for this one, but thank you for asking the question. Like I've been in, believe me, I know what it's like to be in the journey and where I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jessica. So I just really want you to know I've been there. I understand. And my passion, like my soul was calling me. And there have been times where I question, like, am I really supposed to keep going and helping holistic practitioners? But like I know that my soul, like it's so strong in me that I cannot not do it. That's why I love doing these classes and I love sharing and having you ask questions and you learning and growing because that makes such a difference. So thank you for being here. And let me ask you any more questions before we end? Juliet, did you want to say
Oh,
something?
I was just going to thank you. Thank you for your candor because people like to put on a different mask and hide their imperfections and say, "Oh, things were messy a long time ago, but now everything's rosy." And again, I think as people, it's like a roller coaster. So,
Yes,
thank you.
yes, yes. And you know what? Like I will tell you, I mean, I think that in the times that we're living now, I mean, I really believe you're all light workers and healers and you have these gifts at whatever way you are here to be a practitioner. And and I just want you to know this is a hard time for everybody. I don't think there's just so much fear and uncertainty in the world. And as I bet you are all empaths, or you are very sensitive souls, so you've probably been picking that up. So there's a lot, there's a lot, and I just really want you to know that um, we need, yeah, yes, highly sensitive person. Yeah. And that's why we need community. We need help. We need support. I have met my mentors. I could not be doing what I'm doing if I didn't have the support and mentorship that I needed in order to be where I am meant to be and where I'm going. So, and thank you, Carolyn, for uh, I'm so glad. And again, let Julia, you want to put the link in one more time before we end? And I really look forward to connecting with you. Oh, thank you, Juliet. That's so sweet. Oh, that you know what? It really makes a difference when I make a difference in your life. That means a lot to me. That's what I'm here for. Now I feel like teary. You made me cry. No. Teary, whatever. But I really look forward to connecting with all of you, hopefully. And yes, you're right. The people who showed up were meant to be here. Totally. Totally agree with you, Juliet. I call the souls, call you in. So, and I really want to thank you for participating and asking questions. Oh, yay, Karen. Okay, cool. I just really want to acknowledge all of you for being here, for showing up, for participating, for engaging. And I mean, like so ah, I have a message for you from your souls. They're proud of you and they're grateful to you. So just want to let you know that.
That comment meant so much to all of us. I can speak on everyone's behalf without knowing anyone. I feel we all that was necessary. So thank you.
Yeah, no, your soul, oof, got the chills. Your souls want you to know they're very happy that you're here. So keep up the good work. ladies. Oh. All right. Well, part of me is like, oh, I don't want to end. This has been so wonderful. But I want to say good night to all of you, and I look forward to connecting with all of you. Okay. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Mhm.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. All right.